What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Pisces sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of February 19th and March 20th, then you are a Pisces sun sign and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be talking about love and romance. I'm going to be doing a reading for, I'm going to split it up into two parts. The first half of this video will be for those Pisceans who are currently in a relationship. And the second half of this video will be a reading for those Pisceans who are currently single. So feel free to watch the portion of the video that pertains to you. Let me introduce you to my crystal friends. I got a rhodonite sphere here, and this is a crystal of love for others and, you know, giving love and being of service. Then I've got my sodalite sphere here, and this is about psychic intuition, so I'm going to use that to help me read these cards. And then I've got the rose quartz, and we all know about rose quartz and its love-emitting properties, so hopefully these crystals will help me during this reading and get our energies on track. I'm going to be using the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. This is a cartoony style deck, but I love it a lot. If you want to learn more about it, I've done a deck review on it on my channel. You can go check out. So, if you would be so kind, please give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Pisceans who are currently in a relationship? Ew. Alright, that ought to do it. I'm going to cut the deck. And we're going to deal out 5 cards. Alright, now we're going to get the Earth Magic Oracle involved. And we're going to ask it the question, what message it has for Piscean sun signs about love and romance who are currently in a relationship. I kind of worded that wrong. Okay. What message for Pisces sun signs who are in a relationship concerning love and romance? Okay. And we're going to take a look at that card at the end. Alright, what we're going to do is take a look at these cards individually and then see what they say as a whole. This first card here represents your energy currently in the relationship, and we've got the 3 of Cups. I want you guys to remember that this is a general overall reading. Not everything's going to pertain to you in a specific way, so take what works for you, leave the rest. But the energy that I'm getting for you right now is one of kind of friendship. Definitely the word friendship comes up. This could be a friendship with your partner, and I think maybe you're really feeling close and connected to your partner. This could be true, but also maybe a desire to spend more time with friends could also be true. To make more connections with other people, not in like a, oh, I'm done with that person kind of way, I'm done with that relationship. No, but I mean just like, you know, wanting to, sometimes when we're in a relationship we kind of spend a lot of time with that person and we kind of forget our friends a little bit. So I am getting the sense that maybe you're trying to connect with different people right now, and maybe reconnect with some of your friends that you haven't had a chance to spend time with recently is a feeling I'm getting. But you also, I do get the feeling of friendship with your partner, and you know, really treating them as a lover but also as a friend. So I do feel that this is a very positive card, one of connection, one of sharing of emotions and sharing of the self. So that's a very good energy to have at this time. This card here represents the energies of your partner, and we've got the 7 of Cups. And I do see a little bit of confusion on the part of your partner as far as what he or she is wanting emotionally. Emotional confusion is kind of the vibe I'm getting from this card. And maybe they do have a lot of options of where to put their energy, where to put their emotions and their love, and they're not really sure where to do it. Maybe they're not sure how to, you know, facilitate a closer connection with you right now, possibly. I just think there's a little bit of emotional confusion going on with your partner, and he or she may be kind of not sure which way to progress in this relationship right now. So maybe speaking to them and getting on the same page might serve to benefit both of you. This card here represents what is working in the relationship, and we've got the Ace of Swords. Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong about the... Well, I wasn't wrong, but this card is talking about communication. And I think this card is saying that, your guys are really good at opening new lines of communication, talking about new things, and, sharing your logic, right? Sharing your thoughts. Not necessarily your feelings as much, but your thoughts and your ego, basically. And I do feel like this is pointing to an open communication. This is pointing to an ability to interact with each other and express your thoughts and feelings. Not feelings, just your thoughts. And so I think that's what you're doing well. I get the feeling that you should probably continue this and be expressive and continue to be good communicators, because that's helping in your relationship. This card represents what is not working in the relationship, and we've got the King of Cups. Give me a moment to go into this card. Oh, okay. The feeling I'm getting from this is that one person is a little bit more attached than the other. I think one person is very emotionally attached to the other, and the other person is not so much. If I'm going to be basing it on these cards, I get the feeling that your partner is possibly more connected and more attached to you than you are to them, possibly, but the converse could be true. Only you know the truth about that. But I'm getting the feeling that one person is just more emotionally invested, and that might be causing a few problems. Maybe some arguments come up as a result, or maybe one person's upset that more time is being spent with the other than is necessary, or not enough time is being spent with each other. So one person, I feel like, in this relationship has got more invested than the other, and I think that's kind of what's not working. The way to fix that is, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. You're gonna have to figure out how to meet in the middle, how to get on the same page, basically. So what we're going to look at here, this last card represents where you're headed in this relationship. And we've got another king. Wow, let me go into this card as well. I'm not getting the most positive message from this card. I do get the feeling of maybe arguments, ego battles, maybe, but not battles. I think, just the ego. Whenever the ego influences a relationship or influences people in a relationship, I think bad things tend to come. So that's why I call this negative, but it's not necessarily negative. This is just basically the idea that one or maybe both of the people involved in the relationship are really going to be involved in the ego, and they're going to be kind of unwilling to hear the other person's side, is basically the feeling I'm getting from this. Unable to connect with the other person because you're so far into the own ego, I think is an issue that may arise. I'm not saying anything like this is the end of the relationship, but I do see a little hiccup maybe coming in the near future for a lot of you. Remember, this is a general reading, but for a lot of you, concerning the ego, and probably one person's ego being very dominant and dominating and kind of influencing the relationship in a certain way. So looking at these cards as a whole, I do see a lot of cup energy, and that's a good thing. I do see that you are kind of very friendly. You're a friendly person, and you want to spread your wings and spend time with your friends, which is fine. But the other person in the relationship is a little bit confused, a little bit miffed. I'm not really sure where they stand or how to proceed. So I think a little bit more open communication would serve you. I mean, that is what you do well. I think that you guys are good at expressing yourselves and communicating in that way through the ego mind. But what's not working is, one person, I get the feeling here that one person is really powerfully connected emotionally, and the other person not so much. And that could be an issue. It might not be. It depends on where you want this relationship to go. But where I do see it heading is to a place of maybe some ego arguments, or maybe some ego power power grabs. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's very interesting. We got two kings next to each other here, and we got cups and swords, and then the king of cups and the king of swords came. This is very masculine type energy, very dominating energy. So I think there needs to be some maybe an injection of more femininity into this relationship might help a lot. All right, let's look at what the Earth Magic Oracle has to say. We asked it what message it had for Pisceans who are currently in a relationship, and we've got Spring Equinox Rebirth. This card has come up a lot in these readings. My goodness. Let me see what it's saying for this particular instance. Yeah, I'm getting a definite feminine vibe to it, and I think, like I just said, the femininity needs to be injected into this relationship so that it can morph and come into a new phase. I think this current phase is one where there's a lot of passion, but there's also a lot of ego in this relationship. So when there's a lot of passion and ego, I think that's a recipe for a lot of clashing. So what this card is saying is we need to inject some more femininity, maybe control those passions, control those egos, make them work for you rather than against you. And having done that, you can kind of take this relationship into a new dimension and into a new aspect of it, and have a rebirth of sorts, so that the relationship changes a little bit, which is what you want as you progress in a relationship. You want it to evolve. So that's what this card is suggesting, that pretty soon it's time for an evolution of the relationship, and you're going to get that through adding some more femininity into it. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a reading for those Pisceans who are currently single. Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck. And we're going to deal out 5 cards. Alright, we're also going to ask the Earth Magic Oracle chair problems. Okay, what message it has for Pisceans who are currently single concerning love and romance. What message for Pisceans who are single concerning love and romance. Alright, we're going to take a look at that card at the end. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to read these cards individually, and then we're going to see what they have to say as a whole. The first card we're going to look at represents your current energies. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. I want you guys to remember that this is a general reading. Not everything's going to apply to everyone in a specific way. So take what works for you and leave the rest. But for you right now, I get the feeling of being immersed in your work or your hobbies or whatever creative outlets you have. I think that's kind of been your focus recently. I don't know if this is card. We'll see what the other cards have to say, but I'm not really sure if this card is saying that you're overworking yourself to the point where you don't even have time for a relationship, or if it's simply just saying that is your main focus and you're focused on work, you're focused on the tangible aspects of the grind. I get the feeling of the grind from this card a lot, and maybe some dissatisfaction as a result. I do get a hint of dissatisfaction from this card right now. So maybe you're not really happy with work, or you're just doing it because you feel like you have to, and we'll see what the other cards say, but that's the feeling I'm getting right now for you. This next card represents blockages that you might have on your way to finding a partner, and we have the Hanged Man. And maybe, Piscean friends, perhaps your blockage is that you're a little bit too patient. You're waiting for something to happen. You're not making something happen. I think you have this this notion that love will come to you, love will find you when it's ready, and maybe that's true, but that's not how you're going to actively seek out a romantic relationship, right? So I do see maybe too much patience being a problem, maybe complacency, maybe just too much faith in that the universe is going to bring you what you want. The universe will bring you what you want, but you have to work for it. You have to work to get it, and then the universe will bring it. So I do believe that could be a blockage, is that you're kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to happen rather than being proactive. This card represents what you can improve, and we've got the 4 of Cups. And I see some dwelling on negativity here. I think maybe some of you are kind of focused on the negative aspects. Oh, woe is me. I have no partner. No one wants to be with me. I'm so sad. I'll never have a partner. And you keep telling yourself these things. And you're just kind of focused on these negative emotions that you're having concerning it. And I think that you can improve this by focusing on the positive aspects of things. Focus on the things that you're happy about. And no one wants to date someone who's depressed and gloomy, right? So in order to maybe attract a partner, maybe in order to bring people towards you to attract them, you're going to have to focus on the positive so that you're a more positive person. You're happier. You're just more fun to be around, basically. And you're going to do that by focusing on all the positive things in your life. I mean, if you were to write a list out, it would take you days to be grateful for all the things that you have right now. I mean, you have just I know for sure that you have internet access, okay, or you have a phone and a computer. So I mean, you have a lot of things that people don't have. So be grateful for what you do have, and that'll help change your energy and help you to attract a partner. This card here represents what to avoid. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, wow. This card is saying avoid, people who are a little bit too grounded. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who is kind of slow and methodical and is focused on work and is someone who's, kind of not in touch with their emotions, not in touch with their intuition. They just know what's the physical, tangible aspects of this world, and they're going to go out and acquire stuff. And I think this card is warning you against those types of people. You want someone who, Pisceans, you guys are an emotional bunch. You're creative, you're artistic. You want someone that's more in touch with their emotions. You want someone who's more in touch with their intuitions and with the spirit realm. Just because, I don't know, I feel like at this time at least, someone who's well grounded like this Knight of Pentacles character might steer you on the wrong path. I mean, you're already focused on work a lot. I don't think you need to focus on acquiring more stuff right now. I don't think that energy, adding it to your current energy, is going to help you very much. So at least at this time, maybe stay away from those grounded earth people. I call them earth people just because their main concern is getting a house, buying a car, having insurance, that sort of thing. So those people are to be avoided, is what this spread is suggesting, right? This card here represents where you're headed, on what path you are headed, and we got Eight of Cups. And I see this as a good card. The Eight of Cups is about switching up emotions, running away from those emotions that are no longer serving you, that no longer excite you, and trying to find something else. And that's what I see here. I see that, before finding a partner, I think what you're going to have to do is figure out how to get away from those negative emotions that you're feeling and start moving towards a state of positivity. And that's definitely seems to be a theme here. I think I see a little bit of negativity in your fields, guys. Remember, this is a general reading, okay? Not everyone's going to be what I'm saying, but I do see overall like a very kind of a negative energy. It's just like a little black cloud hanging over your heads a little bit. You're kind of trying to drown it out with work a little, and you're being very just very not patience, not the exact right word I want to say, but you're just being inactive as far as finding a romance. So and you're kind of doting on the negative things. So in order to improve your situation, I do think that you need to start thinking more positively and start focusing on your positive emotions rather than your negative ones. Stay away from people who are going to bring you back down, who are going to ground you a little bit too much, because you're not, generally Pisceans are not grounded type people. So you don't really need that energy right now. So yeah, I think I do see you guys moving to a state of more positivity in the future, which is a great card, and that's going to attract people to you. The last thing we're going to look at is we had a message from the Earth Magic Oracle concerning Pisceans who are single, and oh my goodness. I just talked about this card keep coming up, and this is the card that came up for the Pisceans in a relationship. And man, the tarot is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. It just has all the answers. And the answer for you right now is rebirth. It's time to go through a kind of a rejuvenation process. You're going to have to start thinking more positively. And if you do that, you're going to come out of this negative kind of funk that maybe some of you have been in, and you're going to have a rebirth. You're going to see life from a new perspective. You're going to, like the spring, like things are going to be full of life. Life returns to the land, and that's what your life is going to be like if you can from this negative space that you might be in right now and move to a state of more positivity. All right. So I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, this was a general reading. If you want a reading tailored specifically for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description and in the card, so you can just click on that and you can head on over there and see what kind of offerings I have to help you get to the bottom of any problems you may potentially have. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know I did something right and that you got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to put those in the comment section below. I love to hear what you guys have to say about these readings. And if you really enjoyed this reading, please consider subscribing, because I release these Tarotscope videos bi-monthly, and I also sprinkle in a bunch of videos in between. So you want to stay up to date on all of that, so hit the subscribe button. All right, guys. I really do appreciate you tuning in. I wish you luck in your endeavors, Pisceans. Got a little bit of work to do, but you can do it, and things are going to be looking great. All right? So leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.